Whitney Port, welcome to Live from Bed.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get into all the juicy stuff. So, first of all, do you consider yourself a good gift giver?
Not really, honestly.
Yeah, it's
No.
there's a lot to give gifts for, don't you feel like?
Maybe this goes back into the type C tendency thing that we were
Yeah.
earlier talking about, because we've
Whitney and I are
discovered maybe
type
we're more type C. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I want to be a good gift giver. Like I really want to be thoughtful and I want that moment. But when it comes down to actually executing it, like I just can't do it. And then I'm just like, oh, like, will they really want it? Will they like it? Will they appreciate it? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. And then I end up like getting a birthday present late, or
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
But yeah, no, I feel like with gifts, there's just it's too many gifts. Like I have to
There's
like
so much.
especially in your 30s, like there's so many milestones of like your friends are having kids, your friends are getting married, your friends are like moving to a new house or whatever.
I don't expect anything.
Yeah.
Like maybe for my birthday, something from my husband,
For sure.
but like.
do you point him in the direction or do you let
No,
him go
like,
wild?
I let him go. I let
Wow.
him go because like I don't really as much as I love things,
Yeah.
like I am not so much like a curator of expensive things that I want. Like I'm not like a collector in that way. That hasn't really
Interesting.
hit me yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Here's the issue. This is why. Because I lose everything.
Me too, babe. Type C.
So this is why I haven't committed to like asking for nice things
Yeah.
or buying myself nice things. Like I will buy myself nice like designer bags
Yeah.
or whatnot. But in terms of gifts from Timmy, like he got me a Cartier watch
That's so nice.
and like a really beautiful, the oval one. I can't remember or maybe it was a tank watch. I'm so bad. See, and
An expensive
then
watch.
an expensive watch.
Yeah.
And like I full on either left it at a hotel or
the
like
same
something
way.
happened. And then ever since then, I've been like, I don't deserve anything.
No, I know. I feel the same way. Like,
It's interesting though, because like we did evacuate for a night when there
Yeah.
was like a weird
Oh, yeah, we're in the same
Hollywood-
area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fire. And like I didn't take any of my good shit like that. Like
That's
none
amazing.
of my stuff. I just at the time was like, this is not important to me.
my husband brought 6 cashmere sweaters, and that was it. Like, truly,
Like
I-
that's what's important to him.
I
like
was like mourning the chairs I left. Like, because that's the only thing I left.
completely. The like furniture.
Yeah, I was
right.
like, God damn it. But my mom is like, she will let me take stuff with tags on it. Like, she does not care.
It's a really, I feel like a really nice thing to be generous, and I
Yeah.
really don't care. Like I think that's part of my, whether it's type C, whether it's ADD, whatever it is, it's
my God, are
part
you
of
a
me
ADD
also.
bitch?
I mean, I haven't been diagnosed but
Do you feel it in your
it's
bones?
part of me also just like I'll let someone borrow it and then I completely
Me
forget
too.
about it.
Me too.
Like it will be like 3 years and like literally my best friend posted a Chanel bag that I completely forgot she had. And I was like, hey, Ange, can you, next time we see each other, can you bring that back?
But like, do you ever feel, okay, one time, like I was in my Saturn return, I was like going through shit, I swear. I wore this hat, like this Jacques, I hate even pronouncing the word.
Jacques, don't even get me
Okay,
started
so I
on
was
having
wearing
to
a
say.
fucking hat.
Yeah.
And my best friend, one of my best friends, took it and like took a picture by the pool in it. And she decided that of the whole day was like the best picture that she took in it.
Uh-huh.
I did not get any pictures in my nice hat.
Oh, that's annoying.
So then she posted the picture of my nice hat, and I was like, I was too embarrassed to even say it out loud. Like I couldn't even like I would
say
never
that
confront her.
Totally. Like I didn't even get a chance to look cute in it or get a picture
But
in
I was
it
like,
or anything.
I just fucking spent $500 on this stupid hat.
I get it.
And now you get all the credit for owning this hat.
I get it.
You know, like,
I get it.
I'm like,
I
God
get it.
damn it. And my sister like does not post on social media ever.
Uh-huh.
Like she has no internet presence, and like I do. So she like everyone thinks it's my shit. And I'm like, I definitely am a hypocrite in that way. But it's a nice thing to be generous with your shit. When you're a sister, you have to be.
You have to be. And like you have all this stuff. It's just sitting there.
Are
Like
you guys same shoe size?
we're all the same shoe
Same with me and
size.
my sister,
It's
my
so
mom.
crazy. My mom is smaller. Actually, Paige is a little bit smaller. She's a 6, but the rest
Okay.
of us are 7s.
Oh, I'm
So
calling you.
Paige-
I'm a 6.
Oh my God. And Paige.
Yeah.
But you can fit into my 7s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just slide around a little bit. Okay, so let's just go through a couple gift things because I just feel like you are a secret good gift giver.
Okay, maybe.
What would you get someone for a friend who just got engaged?
I feel like I would, I don't know, gift them a shopping day or something, or like gift them like styling for their wedding weekend and help them like
That's
pull
so
together all
good.
of their looks and like work with brands to pull all their stuff. And I don't know,
Uh,
something like that, more
I don't know, something
personal.
like that, like as if
Like
it's casual. That's the best gift that anyone could ever receive.
it would be so fun for me.
I thought I was
And
gonna blow you
like,
out of the water with like
well,
nice champagne
that
flutes.
that's like that's a best friend.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, something champagne flutes is a really nice thing. We
Yeah.
used to do that.
Thank
Like a
you for
nice
making me
bottle
feel
of
better.
champagne and champagne flutes. Or
Yeah.
like caviar and
Yes.
champagne flutes.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
a cute
idea.
one. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone got us like matching Uggs, and I did also really like that. I like when
That's
it's like
weird.
not the right. I'm like, I loved that.
Oh,
When-
you liked that?
Well, I was like, when it's
Oh,
not from the registry, it's nice. But
well, yes, when it's not from the registry, I think when you get engaged, that's nice. Because I
Yeah.
think that like that leaves it open. Once you're getting married, you want people to get you stuff from your registry,
for
right?
sure.
Unless they have really good taste and they're getting you something really special.
I hate to say 100%, but
Yeah.
someone got me art. No, 3 people got me art.
That's hard.
For that, I am grateful, but like there are even like this insanely nice piece, like is
Yeah.
just so not my
Ugh,
style.
yeah,
And
that's so
now
hard.
I just got a $3,000 bill to frame it.
No,
That's the thing.
stop.
If you give someone art, you have to pay to also have it framed.
Oh, completely.
I'm like,
You
I don't want
can't just
keep
give
it.
like
Art
the
like framer
no.
people. I'm like, I don't care if it lives or
You're like,
dies.
can you get me some good money for
Yeah,
this?
like I'm like, what
Don't
the
tell
hell?
anybody it came from me.
100%. But like giving someone art is like it's a really nice creative thing, but it's a real burden on the person.
I completely agree. I think that that is such a personal thing.
Yeah.
And especially if it's something big, like I don't recommend that
Right?
at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
A hostess gift. What are you bringing?
A hostess gift, I am bringing, oh my God, I meant to bring you this. I'm probably bringing like some of my high confectionery gummies and one of our glass bowls to go with it.
I love your gummy era that we're in.
I know, me too. It's
I'm
a really fun era.
It's
It's
incredible.
really fun.
Okay, so wedding we said registry for sure.
Yes.
A friend's milestone birthday. Like you just turned 40, so like a 40th birthday.
So my friends just got me something really special. They got me like a vintage pinky ring to
Oh,
go
that's
over like my little tattoo on my pinky, and it has my like birthstone, and it's just
Oh,
so
that's
special.
nice.
So something like, I think, a vintage piece of jewelry that
Yeah.
reminds you of the person. Like all my
Mhm.
friends also went in for my best friend's 40th on designing her this really special custom ring that has all these little signs of things that like are special to her. Something like pretty and custom like that,
That's
I think is
nice.
nice.
And I think
Yeah.
multiple people going in on something is great.
I agree. And I think like getting something nice and meaningful,
Mhm.
and like the fact that your friends work together. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Is your pinky tattoo something you want to cover?
It's no, I don't want to cover it. It's just like I think a ring looks cool
Yeah.
over it.
What is it? Your
It's just a
tattoo?
D for my dad who
I
passed
love
away.
that.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, it was just something cool.
When did you get that?
I got it maybe a year after he passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have other tattoos?
I have 2 other tattoos.
I'm like,
I have
Whitney,
like
you're taking gummies, you are type C,
Yeah.
you have tattoos. I'm like,
And
Jesus,
I want more.
this rebrand. I
know,
love it
it's
so
funny.
much.
It's funny that people that it's like a rebrand.
It's not. Yeah.
No, but it's because it's also just because for so much of my career, people knew me as someone from the hills, and
Right.
I put stuff out there about who I really am,
Mhm.
but like people still see me as that person.
But weren't you happy when Emily Weiss came into the picture?
Oh
Because
my
she
God.
looked like type A to the nth degree.
maximum,
Yeah.
to the
She
maximum.
made you look like boho chic.
Fully,
Like, yeah.
fully. So I have then one with my best friend on my rib,
Is
and
she still your best friend?
Sorry.
Is she still your best friend?
Yes,
Thank
so my
God.
best friend. We
Okay.
got it as adults too. And then I have this little drawing of Sunny on my wrist.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, just like a little line. And I
Those are
want more.
perfect.
I need one for Timmy.
Oh yeah, come
But yeah.
on.
Do you have any?
No, I have 3. Yeah, I said no. I have 3.
3,
Yeah,
yeah.
this
Oh,
one
yeah.
and then 2 on my ankles.
Oh,
I mean, like
cute.
on my like feet.
Yeah.
The feet ones like are great because they're like temporary tattoos.
Why? Because they like wash
They
off.
yeah, they like literally
They
like
become
fade.
like green.
Yeah,
And then, oh my God.
totally. But this one I
Interesting.
got when I was 17. And I don't regret it, but it's just like I hate being asked. Like I just
Like,
asked
what
you,
are
like, what's
those
your
notes?
tattoo about?
Yeah.
Like you're like, God fucking
like
damn
this was
it.
17.
Like,
Yeah.
do you hate that,
It's
especially the one
cute.
about your dad? Are you like, I don't want to talk about this right now?
No,
Or like,
I don't care. There's one that I have with a best friend that has like I don't even know if I should keep this in or keep it, that she does. It's like a secret. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't. So I don't talk about that.
Right.
But
It's just like invasive. Like, what's your tattoo about? Like, what do you want me to read from my
I
diary out
know,
loud?
totally, because tattoos are like personal things, but you
But
want to
then it's
know,
like,
like
why
you
did I
have a
get it?
tattoo
Yeah.
so that people like it's for people to see.
Anytime I talk, it's like boom, right there. Like,
Completely.
what is that?
Completely.
You know,
Completely.
it's terrible, but
Yeah.
it's wonderful. Okay, I want to ask you some Hills questions just
Okay,
because I
go.
have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, you were really one of the first aspirational reality stars. You know, for in my opinion, I
Yeah,
think there are
thank you.
probably, I could name them only on like one hand. Like all the like women like aspirate like,
At that time, yeah.
but even now, no, even now, because now it's like there are, you know, Real Housewives and things like that that I love to watch or I love to hate but no
not
one who's like
necessarily
outfit I want to
aspire
wear or like anyone who like I'm trying to model my life after. Like you really were an aspirational reality star,
Aw.
which is a talent because you stayed so interesting without getting so messy.
Oh, that's so nice.
How you did
That's so
that?
nice. It's like it's not all me. Like I definitely feel like the role that I came in as. I mean, I don't know. I it was me. Like I came
Yeah.
in as me, and I was constantly talking to producers about like what I would say and what I wouldn't say, and I was like very aware of not wanting to be edited
Yeah.
otherwise. But yeah, for like I was a pretty innocent kid to begin with. Like I was a really good kid and I had good parents and I grew up in Los Angeles and I wasn't really fazed by all this stuff. And I also wasn't trying to be on TV.
You weren't like seeking and thirsty.
No,
Yeah.
I
You
was
had like an
trying to have
incredible
an
family.
internship at Teen Vogue. I was
Yeah.
going to USC, and so I applied for an internship there, and just so happened MTV was starting to film a show with them, and they got a hold of my resume and they called me and they were like, "Would you do a casting tape?"
Wow.
And so it just all happened. And I think because I had that kind of like background going into it, it wasn't like I'm coming, I want to get on this show and start
And
drama
make a
and be
mess.
famous. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I want to be in fashion. Like I'm gonna work hard and like try to do something and do it like well. And so that's what I did. And I also was going to college at the time, like, and they didn't show any of that world really I can't really remember. I feel like they asked a few times to film and I didn't want them to, and they respected that, which was nice. And then Lauren and them would invite me to go out at the
Yeah.
clubs and I would come sometimes, but really I had like my own life.
But you had this zinger, right? You had this like this thing in you that like when Lauren looks at you and says like, "Tell me if this guy's cute," and you're like, "He's
no.
not."
Yeah.
Like you are in on the joke. You're not like you're making the joke often. Like you're like it's really rare to find someone who's like stable, sane, and also can like make a joke and like be
and
funny and fun and aspirational and we like you know all these things.
Yeah.
It is very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like trying to do anything. I was just being myself. And
Yeah.
when Lauren would tell me shit, I mean, they would prep me in advance. Like, they wouldn't say exactly what she had to tell me, but they
Okay.
would be like, Lauren had a rough night last night. You know, it might be good to ask her how she's doing or how she's feeling. So they would give me like little tidbits like that to start the conversation. But I was really there, like, as her confidant, as her like therapist in the office.
Yeah.
That was my role, and I knew that.
And you
I
brought
was
out like the best in her, I think, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried. I mean, I wanted her to always open up more to me, you know? Like
Yeah.
I wanted her to like get weird with me and be giggly and like be girls, and you could see moments of that in the
Totally.
show, but like we could have had it so much more.
So I know Spencer's been like very out about like saying that his phone call with Lauren
Yeah, I
like was
listened to
completely
that
staged,
podcast.
which I love. Like, okay, first of all,
Same.
do you still okay, I gotta get into this with you. So first of all, for you, what was the most staged or like performative or produced scene that you were in?
The most produced one was probably when I was like at LAX filming the scene with Lisa Love,
Yeah.
like sending me off to Paris, because at that time like I didn't really go to Paris.
I love that.
I know. I went that summer for like a couple day trip and went to the offices and stuff like that, but I didn't actually have like the summer internship in Paris.
And that's like the girl who didn't go to Paris, like for Lauren.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
that's that
Exactly.
storyline.
Totally.
So you went to LAX in a full outfit that like you would go to the airport in.
Yes, and film like a goodbye
Yeah.
scene and everything, and like didn't get on a plane to go anywhere.
I love
Like
that.
so.
I love
And then
that.
I always felt bad for Lauren because she was always like the girl that didn't go to Paris, and it
Mhm.
was like, yeah, that was the storyline, but everyone was in on it, you know?
Right.
And that's, I think, what Spencer was trying to say with what he was saying was like, everyone was just in on the fact that this was a very produced show. And I can't speak for Lauren about that
Yeah.
whole situation and what she was in on or what she wasn't, but like,
She knew you didn't go to Paris the whole summer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think she like resented me for like
She knew that was like her
her
storyline as well.
exactly.
But
yeah.
did the producers like threaten your life? Like how did they get you to like not say
No.
what Spencer said earlier? Because like at the end scene, the last scene of the whole show
Yeah.
is them basically being like, got you, like this was all fake all
fake.
along. Yeah.
So the thing is that it wasn't all fake. That's the thing. Like
Mhm.
parts of it were definitely produced, but it wasn't all fake.
Okay. So I was just watching the episode where you guys go to the ball
Yes.
and Lauren's dress gets on the
Okay.
straight.
Yeah, that part's made up.
Oh, no. Was it really? Really? Oh,
now
I'm so
making
sad.
it seem I know.
Her straightening iron didn't get on the
Yeah.
dress?
No. So at the time I thought it did.
No, you were
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
Like,
Tell me about this.
At the time I thought it did. And then it's so hard. I can't fully remember all the things that went down that then became huge stories.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you had
like,
to call the person being like, she needs a new dress,
yes, we still had to figure it all out.
but the dress was fine.
The dress,
Or was
no,
a
she
fake
had
dress
another option, right? Or did she end up wearing the same dress? This is where my stoner memory comes in, and I'm like, you shouldn't ask me to fact
But the
check
dress
these
catching
episodes.
fire, or not catching fire, but
Yeah.
getting burned by the straightener was planned. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, this designer would not let you borrow another dress if like an intern just like ruined the dress.
That
They probably called them before.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't remember if it was like Lauren that just did it or a producer. I don't know. I don't want to say.
It was manufactured.
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you were, like, you're like, oh my God, it's good acting. It's great acting. I mean, I fell for it. I was like, oh shit.
I felt like a lot of the time I just had to become like good at being myself.
Yeah.
Like improv. It was a lot of improv.
Yes, and.
A
Just
lot
like-
of improv.
It is like really good acting. But you never had to fake a phone call.
I definitely had to fake a phone call.
you did?
I remember there's a phone call that it's also because like people weren't available at the time and
Yeah.
we needed to catch a scene. Like I remember I had an interview in New York. And I remember they're filming me in Times Square calling Lauren to like download her on how the interview went. And I remember her not actually being able to pick up at the time, but they really wanted me to film while we were filming in New York, like get this phone call in the city. So
Yeah.
yes, that for sure.
Was the city the same vibe as the Hills? Like just as produced or less?
The city, the second season was pretty produced. The first season was less produced because like the city, we were filming in New York, Lauren and I, and then I had met this guy that I really liked and had an actual relationship with.
Fuck off
What?
as the model before you met that other guy. Before you met the
Oh,
No,
Sean
my
or whatever.
God.
Oh my God. I've had like offline beef with him. He's so annoying. I
drives
can't
me
even remember his
insane.
name.
I mean, neither.
So and then he's like trying to warn me about
Horrible.
the downtown crew.
Horrible.
I know. I remember being so annoyed with him filming that scene too. So I really liked Jay and I like really wanted to
Cute.
move to New York and I really wanted to work in fashion and the producers did help me get the job at Day & Von Furstenberg.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I was really moving there and had this relationship and was like trying to navigate everything.
But then your husband was a producer on the city, right?
Yeah. So he came on a couple months in because he had a friend that was a producer. We had
Okay.
a mutual friend that was obviously I met this girl producing and his dream was always to be in production. He was working at like, was it E before or something? So he got a job on the show and it was just like instant chemistry.
Yeah.
But we like became so close and it was like this forbidden love. But then we decided, we were like, I mean, there was points where he was like, I'm gonna quit, that we
Yeah.
shouldn't do this. And I was like, no, keep your job. Like, let's just like take a breather from this, like
Right.
do our own things. Like this is a huge opportunity for both of us. And if this is meant to be, like we'll circle back to each other. So we kind of stopped talking. I met someone else, he met someone else. We were dating other people. The show got canceled. I moved back to Los Angeles and then got dumped by this boyfriend at the time.
Ugh.
I know.
Meant to be, though.
Ugh, so meant to be, but was so heartbroken. Uh,
How old were you at that time?
I was 26.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still so young.
So young. And then just like kept in touch with Timmy, saw him in New York a few times, messed around with him a little bit, like wasn't really ready to commit. And he wanted to commit. And finally, this one night in New York, we went out for dinner and he got kind of drunk and like gave me an ultimatum. It was basically like, I can't wait any longer for you. Like I've waited so long and either we're leaving here tonight together or that's it. And I was like, okay. Like
I love that.
I couldn't imagine life without him, but I wasn't really fully ready to like be in a relationship. I still felt pretty young
Ultimatums
and
work.
the show was just ending and anyways, it worked. And then I'm like, with the love of my life.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So is it weird for you making mom friends knowing they probably watched the show?
Not watch the show, more like that part I'm kind of like proud of. Like it's fun. It was like such a fun part of my life. More now, like it's the social media aspect of it all. Cause I really have fun with my social media and I like to show my looks and I'm like not afraid to show like my body or like my gummies or whatever it is. And I've become more comfortable with that. And so that sometimes I'm like, ugh.
I think
Did
that's
they
universal.
just see my like outfit post from New York that's just like Poochie Gucci in New York or whatever the fuck I posted?
Can I tell you your looks lately? What was that one vintage? I think it was Poochie.
Yeah, I've been working with a new stylist.
Have you? Okay,
yes.
It's been recent. I know you always have cute
noticing.
Outfits. No,
She's
recently.
amazing.
I know you're like sourcing from incredible vintage places.
Yes,
and
I'm having more fun with it.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to like see what that like version of me is again, because I've always loved fashion and I feel like I lost that a little bit and just became like a little pedestrian with it. But so that I'm always a little bit like, you know, but that does make me feel better to hear other people think that.
Whenever anyone's like, oh, I saw you in your store, you went to the grocery store. I'm like,
I know,
like,
I know. But sometimes I want to be like, when people are like, how are you? I want to be like, you know, like you saw.
100%.
I have nothing new. Yes. You know, like we all get
do your research.
Yeah, but that's not really nice either. People want to connect and there is other stuff going on beyond like what I'm posting.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even post. I want to be better at it. I do want to post more, but I'm not even that good at posting everything that's going on.
Oh, I think you're great at posting.
Oh, really?
100%. But I get what you mean. Like there is like this other dimension that people just don't know about you.
Yeah,
but people still feel like they get a lot of you, which is good.
Okay, good.
So I know recently, you know, in the past year or so, there's been so much conversation about your physicality, your weight, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
First of all, does that get easier? Like since you were on the hills, like is that something that gets easier or just since you stepped into the public world? Like, or is it harder now?
What's interesting is like, I think the public world being on TV affected me a little bit at the beginning. Like I definitely first saw myself on TV and was like, oh my God, I want to lose like 10 to 15 pounds.
Ugh, I bet.
Like I definitely had that thought. And then in college got a little bit unhealthy with it at the time. But then I felt like it wasn't a part of my life for a while.
Yeah.
And I think though subconsciously I've grown up in Los Angeles and like we're millennials. We have been very unlucky in the images.
We have shame embedded in our bones.
Embedded in us. So I'm realizing how much that has affected me on a subconscious level now. But honestly, it wasn't until all my fertility stuff that I really just stopped taking care of myself and like got to a low point in my weight and my health, mental health, and then had to figure out like how to get myself out of that. but it wasn't necessarily because I was trying to be thin for any reason. I think that's always been something in the back of my head, like a lot of us
Yeah.
women. But I think the specific reason why I got sort of unhealthy a couple years ago and have been like working on it was more because of like a rock bottom with fertility stuff and just
No,
yeah,
it's hard to
yeah.
remember to like feed yourself or like to take care of yourself when you're like fighting a battle every day, you
Completely.
know,
I think that I
to
was
show up
just,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
we were talking a little bit before about the future spiral and wondering what was going to happen and if I would ever be pregnant again, and really not paying attention to my present, what was going on right now, and how I was taking care of myself. And I
Yeah.
think part of that could have affected the miscarriages in some way,
Mm.
you know, like the stress could have, but that doesn't really help me to like
No,
try to figure that out or like
completely.
diagnose anything. Who knows? But I think for now, I work with a nutritionist. I'm like very focused on just intuitive eating
Yeah.
and not any kind of diet and not any kind of like getting in a certain amount of calories a day or
Yeah.
like
Because it can get
tracking things.
obsessive
Yeah,
on either
I
way.
can't.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
and as we know at this point, like I'm not going to be consistent about writing everything down that I eat,
Right.
you know, like I can't
Right.
keep a diary. So I'm very much just working on like paying attention to how my body feels and having snacks and being consistent and knowing things that I like and just
Yeah.
like being intentional about
Yeah.
eating as opposed to just not thinking about it.
Totally. Was it
Yeah.
something that you registered was happening within you, or did you need that public, not need, that's
No,
the
I
wrong word,
did
but
need that. It was
yeah.
like that all of a sudden I posted something and I was like, was getting so many comments and I said something to Timmy and I hadn't really read all the comments, but I saw the likes and all the comments and Timmy, I was like, this post is getting so much interaction. He was like, have you read the comments? And I was like, no. And he goes, it's because everyone's talking about your weight. And I was like, oh. And so then I started looking and I looked and I looked at the picture and I was like, yeah, I mean, this isn't really how I want to look, you know? And so I wasn't, that's why it can be a mirror in a helpful way. Like I didn't look at it. Some of the comments were that are not so nice that are just like,
Yeah, like they define
you're
what's healthy and not,
yeah,
yeah.
like you're not a healthy representation of what a woman should look like,
Right.
or this is why you're not getting pregnant, or those
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
comments were
Yeah.
unnecessary and not helpful. But a lot of them were actually like very supportive,
Yeah.
and so don't I don't shy away from that. Like I'm able to look in a mirror, and I want that. I don't want to be
Yeah.
someone that's just like doing my thing with blinders on.
Totally. And it probably
Yeah.
makes you like then look internally and say like, okay, wait, what's going on
What
here? What
is
am I?
really going
Yeah,
on?
because
And I
yeah.
could say, I could be like, this isn't an eating thing. Like when I talk to
Right.
Elise, like I'm like, this isn't even really how I want to look. Like I know that. I know that I want to look like have more muscle tone and be like just a whatever healthier looks to me, like not as thin. Like this is not even my goal. This is a lack of caring for myself and giving
Yeah.
my body what it
Well, you had
needs.
so much going on. Like, so I
Yes.
know you recently came out about the fact, I mean, maybe came out is not the right word, but
Totally
you
fine.
talked about the fact that you had 5 miscarriages
Yeah, a lot.
in a year or in,
In like a span of a bunch of like 3 years.
okay. And then was that in addition to your surrogate also?
So no, and then that
Okay.
was 2 failures with my surrogate that we tried like a year and a half ago.
I think that's such an important conversation because so many of the listeners of this show and just people in our age demographic like are struggling with that.
Yeah,
And I think it's something, you know, even my husband and I were talking, we know a dear friend of ours, they're struggling
yeah,
and it's also been scary for us. We're like, okay, like, you know, you're just afraid to even talk about pregnancy
I
because you're like,
know.
I don't want to jinx it. I
You
don't
don't
want
wanna
like
put anything out
it's so
there.
scary. I know every single person I know, like nearly, has struggled with
Mhm,
something like that.
mhm,
We
mhm.
have friends right now that are struggling and they've been open about trying. And you just are like, do I bring it up? Do I not bring it up? Do I
Yeah,
say like something? Am I a bad friend if I don't
don't
say something?
ask.
But
Yeah,
maybe they're having a moment where they're not thinking about it right now. Like,
completely.
what did you find helpful that friends did? And what did you find like that, even if they're well meaning, it was like not helpful?
So for me, I'm the kind of person where I don't need a check-in ever from anyone.
I'm the same way.
Like it
It's already
doesn't
going crazy up here. I don't need it
don't
externally.
need it. If I need to talk about something, I'm talking to Timmy or I'm talking talking to my therapist, or like I will call a best friend if I
Yes.
need to, but I'm not the person that wants to really talk about it unless I bring it up. And I know that's like not. Sometimes I feel like I'm being a bad friend by not giving something of yourself. But again, if that's how my best friend felt, like I would totally respect that and not feel the
Totally.
need to discuss it with her.
Yeah, like if they want to break down on the couch crying, I'm there. But if like they signal that they're not thinking about it right now and they want to get their mind off of it, like you don't need to bring it up.
Completely.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's where I was at. Like I felt like, and I felt like whenever people would bring it up, it was like something that I didn't really want to get into. Like I felt like I had to have this script of this update of what was going on. Like now people will do that. Like my sisters or my best friends, like we'll be lunch and it's like this checklist, and like, and what's going on with the surrogate. And it's
Yeah.
just like, it's fine. I know it's coming from a good place, but I just feel like then I have to kind of perform and tell them this update and tell them that I'm fine and that I'm really not that like stressed about it and I've released control and I'm so grateful for where I'm at. And like all the disclaimers that you have to put with it
And make them feel better about you feel. Yeah.
Yeah. And so for me personally, and this is not like a cry to my best friends or anything, like I want everyone to do what feels best for them. And also my sisters, if they're curious, they should ask and whatever. But I do think that you have to really take the temperature of the person and respect that. I think most of the time it's probably like a personal need.
And like you're the type of person, I'm the same way. Like if I want to share, I'll share.
If
And
I
if
want to
don't,
share, I'll share.
I don't need an invitation.
Completely. Like I
Yeah.
will text you if I'm having a spiral moment and I need to talk about something. Like you've been there when I've done that. I will do
Totally.
that, like so yeah, it's one of those things. It's hard because it does I do that too. Like if someone tells me an update with their something that's going on with their parents' health and a week later it pops into my head and I want to be like, how is your dad doing right now? And then I'm like, wait, should I not ask him right now? And like I guess that's a different thing. I think for the fertility stuff it's such a personal thing that try to like read their cues.
Completely. And even asking like, how are you? And if they
Not
don't
having
offer that information, like great. You know what I mean?
completely.
Like
It
you can
doesn't
ask an
have to be about
open-ended.
that completely.
Yeah.
It's just like how's it going?
How is this grief different or similar? 'Cause I know you lost your dad. Like
Yeah.
how is that? Is it different in a way?
It's so different because I don't know this person. So it's not like I'm grieving this relationship that we had, but it does bring me back to a place of grief for my dad. Like it brings me back to a place of that feeling of loss, of
Yeah.
like not controlling that feeling of like someone leaving you and just feeling a little bit abandoned and not
Yeah.
knowing what to do with it for sure. But I will say I felt like the grief for my father was so different and so much deeper. And I think it's also because I feel really grateful I have my son already. I think had I not had my son and I were having all this miscarriages and I had not had the opportunity to become a mom yet, it would be a whole different level of grief. And I have so many that's so hard.
No, I think when, that's why I think your story is so important because you think like, okay, if I have one kid, I can have 17 if I want.
Completely.
Like,
You don't think that that's going to be a thing.
right.
Yeah.
So like you started trying shortly after your son?
Yeah, I got pregnant like a year after Sunny. Also just like completely unplanned.
Yeah.
And then miscarried at like 9 weeks and then proceeded to have a bunch of miscarriages and then went to a fertility doctor and made embryos and then basically like I was going to do a transfer and hit like a rock bottom right before. Like I got so sick with the stomach flu and then was throwing up nonstop and had to get an endoscopy. And then like I couldn't do the transfer. And that's when I had just like I'd lost all this weight because I couldn't eat.
Right.
And then that's when I realized I was like, I don't think I'm the best vessel to carry. So yeah.
So you're exploring surrogacy now.
So yeah, so we're still there. We are trying to find the right person.
Yeah.
We have possibly had someone a couple weeks ago, and it turns out that her pap smear wasn't clear. So
Okay.
we're just like, in the process of finding the right person now.
That's a journey in and of itself.
It's It's so long.
And it's all consuming. Like, that's the thing about women that blows my mind. Like, let alone having your period and like having to like run a marathon or whatever you're doing. Like, how you have this idea, this hope, this pain, like at the same time as like just going about your life, posting on social media. Like,
I know.
it's so hard. I wonder for you, do you have any advice for people who twofold, like for who are telling someone who's struggling with pregnancy that they are pregnant? You know, like has that come up in your friendships where someone announces
Yes.
their pregnancy or doesn't want to tell you or
Yes. I feel like a bunch of my best friends and sisters have with their
Mhm.
seconds have felt weird about it, but I think the less you tiptoe around it, the better.
Yeah,
I think the tiptoeing around it makes the person feel more uncomfortable.
totally.
So just be upfront, honest, you're pregnant, you're excited, don't
Mhm.
make it weird.
Yeah.
Like, because they are excited for you
And
too.
don't say like I'm
If
sorry about you, but
No,
yeah.
don't make it about
Yeah.
don't make it about them. This is about you. This is your journey. And if they may have some sort of emotion, like I
Mhm.
have had a reaction to someone,
Yeah.
like it was Timmy's best friend who is same age as Timmy, like just met this young girl, got pregnant so easily, then got pregnant with their second, like right away. And we were in New York and he was telling us that they got pregnant with their second. Something came over me. I think I had also had a glass of wine. So the emotions
Trust
were
me, I've been there.
already,
Yes.
I was in a vulnerable place.
Yes.
And I immediately had, they told me and I immediately had to get up and I like
I
started
get
crying in
it.
the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then my friend Amanda came and checked on me and I was like, it's nothing. I came back and I was like, I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
It just, for some reason, like it hit me in a weird
And that's
way, and that's
okay.
okay. And I
Yeah.
think that if the person has that reaction, that's okay. And you'll be there for
Mhm.
them, but don't like,
Don't make it a thing.
don't make it a
Yeah.
thing.
No, I totally agree with you. And then do you think that what's your advice for someone who hears that someone's pregnant and they're going through fertility struggles?
I think that they need to like be really, really um nice to
Mhm.
themselves and notice the ways that they're feeling and tell themselves that it's okay for feeling those feelings, like those feelings of envy, those feelings of shame, those
Mhm.
feelings of like lack of control, all those feelings, to like allow yourself to feel it and then
Mhm.
tell yourself like, but my story like hasn't been written yet and I'm going to keep on doing what I need to do to like write my story. Like
Yeah.
this has no significance on my
Right.
story. This is
Right.
their path, you
Are
know?
there phrases like everything happens for a reason that are
I
like
think
terrible?
for me, I think that the biggest thing that I've told, and especially for new moms too, is just like everything is a phase.
Yeah.
With this whole situation, everything is a phase.
Mhm.
Like every phase that I've been in, I felt like am I ever gonna get out of this?
Mhm.
And like the most recent one was this future spiral of like, am I ever gonna have a second kid? Is that
Mhm.
ever gonna happen? Am I gonna be thinking about this forever? Like, am I just gonna, you know? And so I am now, sometimes that will come up and I'll allow myself to think that and I'll allow myself to get excited for it. And then I'll also tell myself, but like, also look at where you're at. And if that doesn't happen, like where you're at right now is so beautiful too. And
Mhm.
there's, there's nothing you can do right now to make that happen any faster. So
Yeah, and sometimes there's not like a way to make it better. There's not a way to fix it. There's not something that someone can say that's gonna change your entire way of thinking.
it's
Like,
just like
yeah,
time.
and holding space for yourself, holding space for your friend if you need, it's just like sitting in the shit.
It's just sitting in it
Yeah.
because there's so many times it's one of those things where we don't really have a lot of control over this
Hmm.
situation. Yeah,
Completely. And that's really hard for even
really
us type
hard.
C people.
I know. I for even us type C people, I
Yeah.
say that a lot in therapy. Like I'll say I want to release control or that, or like it's so hard to not have control of that. And I'm like, but when you really think about it, we don't have control over anything.
No, but like when you're a woman trying to get pregnant, the months are so long.
So
You're like, oh, 30 days, 31 days has never
has
felt
ever
like,
felt long. I
oh my
know, I know, I
God.
know. And when you're pregnant, I mean, depends how you feel, but for me, the pregnancy felt like forever.
Did it? Did you find out super early with Sunny?
So early. I was
Yeah.
literally like, I felt like I had conceived a week prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I've
It's
been
like
pregnant for 8 years, for 9 years.
for
Yeah.
7 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to play a game with you
Okay.
called Does Whitney Give a Shitney? That is my game.
That's
So
so
you tell me if
good.
you give a shit about these things.
Okay, I love it.
When someone asks you to take off your shoes before entering their home.
I don't give a shitney. Whitney doesn't give a shitney.
I don't really give a shitney unless like I'm wearing mismatched socks and I didn't plan for this and like now I feel like I've taken off my pants. Like I might as well just take everything off.
Like right now I didn't really want to take off my shoes because I didn't shave my legs
me
and
neither,
I like
never.
don't really want to lift up. Like I don't really even like wearing shoes without socks.
Yeah.
But honestly, no, I'm cool if you want me to take off
Okay.
your shoes. I get it.
Don't give a shitney.
Yeah, don't give a shitney.
Kids screen time.
I'm in the middle of don't give a shitney and don't give a shitney.
Of Whitney, don't give a shitney.
He has boundaries with it. Like I've thought about taking it away on the weekdays, but he'll watch it a little bit when he gets home from like an activity and then it's off before dinner time and then nothing after dinner time. On the weekends, I'm a little bit more loose with it. But yeah, I mean, no social media though. Like none of that until he's 14 or 15 or 16 or whatever.
Does he know you're famous?
He knows he knows that I was on TV. He knows that we have a YouTube channel.
Did he know he sang your theme song? Like, did he like at a school performance?
So it wasn't actually his grade.
Okay.
Yeah. But he had no idea.
That was great. They played on, or they sang on.
It was so good. I didn't even know it was happening. I was like, all right.
That was so good. Okay. Do you give a shitney if someone asks you where something you're wearing is from and then buys it on the spot? If you know them.
No, I don't give a shitney.
Okay.
That's like the ultimate compliment.
I agree.
High school version of Whitney would have given a shitney.
Me too.
Like I was so annoyed. I felt like I would tell my friends I wanted something and then they would get it before I got it. Or like we would get it the same day and then I decided not to wear it to school the next day and told them and then they wore it to school and then it was like they got it first. It was
But now the Jacques Ma hat.
I don't exactly. It was for me, it was like those highlighter Pumas at the time.
Oh, cute.
But no, now I don't give a shitney. I want everyone to get everything.
Heidi's singing career.
I'm rooting for her.
Okay.
Like I want success for them. Like I want them to be able to like rebuild their house and like their career and everything, but I'm not necessarily like following it.
I count that as give a shitney.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's very kind of you. Okay. Someone wearing red to your wedding.
So for our wedding, everyone wore black and white, which looking back on it's kind of annoying. But I don't care if someone don't give a shitney.
Yeah. No one's confused. You're the bride. Like no
one cares.
Yeah. If someone asks you to switch a seat on a plane.
For like a worse seat?
No, better. I mean like a row ahead.
Oh, don't give a shitney.
Yeah.
I'll move.
I've done it. I've
asked too. For all the I'm so bad with booking flights. Another type C situation. Right. I recently actually booked a flight for April 29th instead of March 29th for my family and we were stuck somewhere. But no, like a lot of the times Timmy and Sunny will be together and then I'll have a seat somewhere else. And so like I'll want to ask someone else to move. And so
I feel like in that case you shouldn't ask someone. You should just stay away from your child and your husband. Get some time by yourself.
It's true.
You know?
But no, I don't give a shit. Like please ask me. I'm happy to help.
Okay. Yeah. That is so nice. Okay. Someone quoting something you said on the hills in public.
I think that's funny.
Okay. Yeah. You don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
Okay. You're not like, you don't think they're a stalker.
No, I think it's funny.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
People who like your text instead of replying.
Don't give a shitney. Like happy for you to reply, happy for you to also like. Like sometimes it's a little annoying because it's like you don't even need to bother with anything.
Right.
But no, again, pretty chill. I don't care how you respond to me.
Okay. My happiness does not depend on your response. I love that. Okay. A friend forgetting your birthday.
Don't give a shit.
Me neither.
I could not care less.
Like we're busy.
We're
you know
busy.
What I mean?
It doesn't matter. I've forgotten people's birthdays that I really care about, and it has nothing to do with how much I love them. Like,
amen.
Yeah.
Okay, Kristen Cavallari's new reality show.
I think I'll watch it.
Okay.
I keep on. I think I'll watch it.
Yeah. There's tea being spilled all over the place on that show, it seems.
Really?
I mean, it
I
seems
know
like
my
that.
sister said, my younger sister like listens to her podcast.
I mean, she just doesn't give a shit. Like
she
she's
shares
just,
everything she
yeah,
said.
talk about not getting a shitney.
I'll watch.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
watch. Okay, your boyfriend or husband going to a strip club on a bachelor party.
I don't really love that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell him not to.
Me too. I just pretend like it's not happening.
Exactly.
And then
Ignorance is bliss. Like I'm
100%.
taking the night he's going out, like I'm taking a Xanax at 8 p.m. after I put Sunny down and passing out myself. So
But
I
we
don't
don't
have
give a
to think
shitney.
about it. But we don't care at all.
I love that so much. Okay. Last one. If someone chews loudly.
Give a shitney big time. I'm like, I have that thing, like that, what's it called? That disease.
Yeah, like where you like.
Where I can't, Paige has it too. Like we can't hear people chew loud, like make those noises. Sunny kind of has it too. He was telling me about someone in his class that does it all the time.
I think I have it too. Like if someone is.
It's so annoying.
Who raised you?
And like the crunching on chips.
Yeah.
And like it, I can't. I give a shit.
Do you care if you live in a house of boys? Do you care if they fart?
No,
you're
that
good about
I'm
that?
like, yeah. I mean, I prefer not.
Yeah, like depends how many feet from me.
Yeah, but like try to use your discretion. But I also know like my family was very like hold your farts in kind of vibes, and so I felt was.
You're talking about that in therapy?
Yeah, like I'm like, it's my body, mom. Like so no, I want them to be able to release it, but I also would, they can
release your inhibitions.
Yeah. Or like run to the other room or like
use your discretion.
Yeah.
Okay, this was so fun.
It was really great.
I truly had the best time.
Okay, good.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you.